Hey everybody, it is Nick Chappell back for another episode of the Diz Twitcher podcast, and I am super excited today. So many months ago when I started to do the prep to make this podcast a reality, there were a few names at the very top of the list, and my guest today was at the top of that very list. It is none other than Alicia Stella. How are you today?
I am wonderful. Thank you for having me on.
Oh no, thank you so much for doing this. And I'm not just trying to kiss your butt or whatever. I was super excited when you agreed to come on to this. It was you, it was Drew the Disney Dude, and Scott Gustin were like my top 3 picks. So, and I've already had one, and now I've got you, and I've got Scott next week. So I am living the dream right now.
I am in good company then.
Yeah, you totally are. And I'm in good company because you're feeling a little under the weather, and I'm feeling a little under the weather. So we're in this together today, man. I just got back from 10 days in Europe, and it was an awesome trip, but I think I brought back either some cruise crud or some airplane crud because everybody was hacking up a storm.
Yes,
on that
but
plane.
After. See, that's the key. You
exactly.
Not during.
I was so nervous I was going to get sick. I have some weird travel anxiety sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid I might forget something, especially when you're going overseas. That's like a whole nother thing. But luckily, I stayed healthy the whole trip, so I'm okay if I get sick now. I'll take that deal. But you're a little under the weather too, right? You've got a little one who's a little under the weather.
Yeah, I'm sure. Every time I'm sick, I assume that she passed it to me because
there we go.
She's fine. She doesn't bother her at all, and I'm like, I can't talk today. She's like, do.
Kids, man, they're resilient. They'll throw up and 2 seconds later just be back running around. I get a cold and I'm out for 2 weeks, I feel like. So anyway, I'm super excited to talk to you today. And the first question I ask everybody is, what's the story behind your Twitter handle? But yours is pretty self-explanatory, right? You don't have anything wacky at all.
No, the story is I can't believe they had my Twitter handle available, and I used it because when I went to make an Instagram account, I had to put the in front of my name.
Gotcha, that's weird.
Alicia Stella, in case there's any confusion with that other one.
Yeah, I guess. So that answers that question right off the bat, but let's go way back in time a little bit. Tell me about your love of theme parks, how that whole thing started. Were you always a Disney girly and a Universal fan, or where did this whole fandom kind of...
I can't remember a time when the theme parks in Orlando and Central Florida were not a part of my life. I've been going since I got baby pictures. I got from when I was at the parks, and I remember it being a regular thing. We lived in South Florida growing up, so it was a once-a-year thing, but then we moved closer to the theme parks and we got annual passes. So in the 90s, when Universal was starting to show up in Disney MGM Studios, I was super into learning how movies were made. So I super got into Universal Studios and Disney MGM and all that. But no, I'm obsessed with theme parks, and more to the point, I've always been obsessed with seeing how they change, because I've been going for so long that we would go once a year and I'd be like, hey, all of a sudden, If You Had Wings is Delta Dream Flight now. How did that happen? And didn't this used to be a moon attraction? Now it's a Mars attraction? Yes, I am that old. And I've kind of always been obsessed with seeing how these things change. And then at a certain point, I just started blogging about it, and people started reading it, the things I would write. And I was like, oh, I could just do this all the time. And I started a podcast because if I keep talking at my wife about theme parks, she's going to divorce me. So I had to find a co-host who actually loves them as much as I do. I mean, she likes the theme parks.
Sure.
She's not obsessed with the theme parks.
See, my wife is obsessed with the theme parks, and I was always so jealous of her because growing up, I live in Virginia, and so Florida's a long way away. My family didn't travel to do these big, super fun, extravagant vacations like going to a Disney World. We camped a lot. We went to Gettysburg and had a lake house in Maine, so I never got to go to the Disney parks. And I met my wife when we were 16, so we were only in high school, and she told me she got to go to Disneyland Paris, she went to Disney World, she went to Universal, and I never got to go to any of those places, so I yapped her ear off about it until she finally agreed that we would honeymoon in Disney World. So that was my first trip, and ever since then, I've been hooked. But growing up in South Florida sounds awesome because you're a stone's throw away.
Well, yeah, no, I honeymooned in Disney World too, which is so funny because it's right
Yeah,
there.
it's kind of your backyard. So let's talk about your website because that's how I first stumbled upon you. Not even through Twitter. I found your
Oh.
website. Yeah, which is pretty cool. And then your podcast is awesome. So was that just like a passion project kind of thing? Or is this something you wanted to do as a career, I guess?
Well, I used to make websites for like small local businesses, and I had a like small blog that I originally just made it to like post movie reviews because I was using like the Flickster.com site before Letterboxd exists, and I was so afraid they were going to shut it down, which they did. So I copied over all my little movie reviews over to this like blog site, and then I saw them start like construction or demolition to like make the King Kong ride at Islands of Adventure. And I was walking through and I'm like, I have my camera with me. I'm just, because before phones were good enough, I had a camera with me. And I just like took pictures and I guess I'll just post it to my blog and like show other people. I had followed the forums and other people's websites during like the Potter construction. So seeing something from the ground up getting built and seeing in the forums the rumors that it was going to be a King Kong ride, like a Skull Island ride, I was like, I could do this. So I was just doing it for fun, and like I went, because I'm there near weekly anyway, so I was like, I'll just post updates. And then I realized I have a YouTube channel I'm not even using that I used to use for work. So I started uploading like non-narrated, just video clips, like just me panning and then look at this construction and look at this construction, no talking. And it started to get more popular, and at a certain point I'm like, I need to like move this over to its own world. And it's called OrlandoParkStop.com, and the YouTube eventually got rebranded later to Theme Park Stop because it was just Alicia Stella. Like it was just my personal YouTube channel, it was my personal blog at aliciastella.com/blog. And I came up with the like Theme Park Stop because I actually had another website that I was trying to do, which was called the Dinosaur Stop. I tried to get the URL Dinosaur Spot, but it was already taken. I was like, stop. And like, it was a cute little T-Rex holding a stop sign. Anyway, when I went to do a theme park one, I was like, well, I'll just do the same thing I did with the dinosaur thing. The dinosaur thing didn't really take off. I was making YouTube videos with narration. So like I had a whole like test run, a whole dry run, because I like dinosaurs and theme parks and movies, which is why Jurassic Park is my favorite thing.
I see that, yeah.
All three of my favorite things. So long story short, I made the website.
Oh, that's awesome. So you said you're kind of obsessed with following the changes in theme parks, but as you know, I mean, you're a part of Dis Twitter. People aren't so fond of changes, so you're totally
I'm
cool with
the
it, right?
best member of Dis Twitter because I'm literally the devil's advocate. People be like, you can't tear down my childhood, and I'll be like, excuse me, your childhood is over. It's time for someone else's childhood. Let's tear it down. Like I come in like guns a-blazing to tear it down.
Yeah, no, but I love that attitude too, because you're totally right. Like, this was our childhood, and now there's like a different generation. So you're totally cool. Like, is anything untouchable to you?
Mickey's PhilharMagic.
I love that.
Weirdest, like that's like comfort food for me.
Really?
No, but like things I know they're not going to tear down.
Right.
I almost feel like it'd be better off if they did, because live long enough to see the Haunted Mansion ruined by a ghost in the wrong spot, or watch it die a hero. Like, I don't know if I can keep watching rides slowly get ruined because they can't be removed. Like, Spaceship Earth obviously can't go anywhere, and I think it's going to get updated. They'll probably announce an update at the D23 Expo. Will it be good though, or will they ruin that? I don't know, but it will be exciting.
It will be. You're right. And you know, it's so funny between the two fandoms. Like, I never gone to Universal until last November. I was only a Disney guy. I never went, but I was waiting for my kids to get a little bit older because the height restrictions were a little bit more than what you would see at Disney. So they're 15 and 11. But I'm noticing the fandoms are so different. Like, Universal changes stuff all the time, and you don't see so many people like freak out, not like Disney fans do. Like, Disney, they can change anything, not even a ride. It can be any little thing throughout the park and people are going to lose their minds. So why are Universal fans, seemingly anyway, so much more relaxed about changes that happen in the parks?
I think, speaking specifically about Orlando, there's not the history. It's been there since 1990. And they closed down some of the best rides within the first decade. So like we're used to the turnover. Like Confrontation, thank goodness people like The Mummy, Revenge of the Mummy, because Confrontation is a big one. But when it closed down, everyone was like, yeah, no one goes on it. The waits are short. Certainly is expensive to have a giant, King Kong animatronic with fire effects. Okay, we can see it. Like as time goes on, I think we're starting to become more like the Disney fandom over at the Universal fandom, and people are starting to like people were upset Twister closed, but the whole time it was open, everyone was upset that it wasn't a ride. Like the billboard says "Ride it out." Why is it not a ride? And then when they close it, like, don't take away my Twister. That was everything to me. And I'm like, you didn't even care about it. You hated it 2 months ago. You were mad about it. So it's not the same thing because it's baked into what Universal Studios Florida is to just have a high turnover. I think Islands of Adventure are a little different. I think you were seeing with the Lost Continent, there's a more attachment to that because it's more like an immersive, like Disney park vibe there. So when the Lost Continent like gave away, first of all, Merlinwood was the best section, so it already like is dead to me for the last 15 years or whatever. So but you can see now that we're more like Disney fans. The Universal fans are crying on their knees, save Mythos.
I know. And I'm so pissed that I didn't go eat there when I was there in November, because that's all I ever heard. And the joke was always, the best theme park. Is it in America, or like what was the title that it had?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Theme Park Insider and whoever prints the banners. I'm gonna. You want some Twitter drama right here? Play
Absolutely.
This clip on Twitter. Mythos isn't as good as most Disney full service.
Whoa! Holy smokes! You're coming in hot. You really do like to come in hot.
It's the passion of the people who work there. I love Mythos, but like, okay, wait, that's not true. Taking aside the meet and greet princess dining, because some of those are like, they're $80 and they're worth like $20. Like, take some of those away. But if you're gonna pay $30-something for a meal at Disney, it's probably gonna be pretty high quality. We're just so entrenched in Universal, and they only have 2 full service per theme park, so like the options are low. Out of the 4, Mythos is so good.
It's, I guess I should have asked you this early on. So I guess like looking at your feed and looking at what you cover, are you more of a Universal fan than the Disney Parks fan, or is it pretty even?
I like to think it's pretty even. I do think that most people who follow me probably like Universal more, so I tend not to say, wait, can we curse on this?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do whatever you want.
I tend to not poop on Universal as much as I do Disney, because my fans would be like, hey, I thought you were shilling for my side. When in reality, like, I think both sides have great things and some misses. I think that Universal's quick service has it's really upped its game in the last few years, trying to turn most of its other failing quick services into as good as Potter quick service, and that's huge. Like, that's such a great thing. But that's still only bringing it up to par with some of Disney's quick service.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to jump forward a little bit because I had this question coming up in a little bit. But since we're on the topic of, the 2 parks, or the 2 resorts anyway, what are some things that you think Universal does better than Disney and vice versa?
Okay, well, it's funny because my first thought is like, I wish both companies were more like each other so they can even out, especially for announcements. Disney announces stuff so early that I swear they're in the room and they go, let's greenlit that. Then they turn to a camera, we just greenlit it. Like, that's way too soon. There's a guy in the back drawing the concept art to hold it up during D23 Expo. They announce it. Like, it's too early. And Universal's like completely built a brand new roller coaster, and they're like, it's a churro stand. Like, no, it's not. It has Jurassic Park branding on the work walls. Just announce it already. Who are you fooling? We see where you're building it. So
for sure.
If they could just like meet in the middle, it would make my life a little bit easier, because sometimes Disney announces stuff so early that it changes, and then everyone gets mad at them because they budget cut it. Universal announces so late, they release concept art and are like, wow, it really matches the concept art. Yeah, because they just copied what was built. Like, they took a photo and traced it. Like, you can't possibly compare these 2 things. Right. So they both annoy me for completely different reasons. I don't even remember what the question was.
What are some things that they do better than the other, I guess?
Oh, okay. I do think that It's interesting to see both companies do the exact same thing at different time periods, and both get completely different reactions from the fandom. Like Universal is too screen reliant, and then Disney does like 4 screen rides in a row, and Universal does 4 coasters in a row, and everyone is still calling Universal too screen reliant. Like they did Monsters Unchained, which is like all animatronics. And they were still calling it too screen reliant, and I'm like, do you not see the latest offerings? And then Disney will do like 4 of the exact same trackless rides, all screen based, and everyone's like, you need to be more like Disney. And it's like, no, Disney needs to be more like Disney. I haven't seen a classic dark ride from them in a long time.
Yeah, so like when I first went, because again, going into it as a newbie, I was really trying to look at little things, but like Disney does that better. Or like, oh man, Universal's killing this. I wish Disney would do that. So like things that jumped out to me anyway was I think Disney does resorts better. That's just from what I've seen anyway. I didn't get to go to all the Universal resorts, but that was just me. I think Disney definitely does food better than Universal.
See, you're not allowed to say that, apparently, with some of my friends and my co-host on the podcast. Ian and I were getting into it. And then I was like, well, what quick service are you eating at Disney World? And he's like, will you take me to the Cosmic Rays at Magic Kingdom? And I was like, well, that's because the kid likes mac and cheese. That's not exemplary. Nothing at the Magic Kingdom is good. That's not, we don't go to Magic Kingdom for food. Go to Epcot for food. Go to Animal Kingdom for food. Like, you've been to Satuli Canteen. Do you not see how good that is? That should be full service. That's so good. And like, I do think Epic Universe has amazing food. It's definitely up the bar. If I had an annual pass, I could go more often. Maybe I'd say nicer things about Universal's food. But they are like trying to bring the other existing restaurants up to that par. But like I said, like Disney's kind of been living there. I think Disney also... Yeah, I agree with you on the resorts. However, like technically Lowe's runs and is in charge of deciding things for the Universal resorts, and I think some of their food offerings is not as high quality as Universal itself, and it costs more. Like all the pricing is a little out of whack at the Lowe's hotels right now, so like that's a point against it. But yeah, there's a level like... God, people are going to hate this podcast because I'm like bashing Universal. There's a level of quality at Disney because Disney is building for something to last 50 years. And Universal is building Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon, which they don't expect to last 10. And it's just like, this was a corporate mandated project. We're just going to shoehorn it into the park. Sadly, like the 30 Rock theming is better than the soundstage theming that it had before. So it's not even the best example, but it's not the best ride. But also, it's not going to be there for 50 years. Sure. I assure you, Disney is going to build a Villain's Land that's going to exist for like the next half a century, and it's going to be highly detailed. I do think Epic Universe felt more like Disney in that respect. When I'm looking around at some of the details inside like Doss Steakhouse, and I'm like, this is the first time I've seen an in-house property from Universal at the Potter level quality of theming. Because like we think of Universal's modern like era as like the Potter stuff, where it's so high quality because like the set designers from Harry Potter were looking over their shoulder and making sure every fine detail was perfect, and then they go and make Minion Blast, and it's just like flat screen walls. Technology wise, I guess it's cool, but it's
Yeah, the first park we went to was Islands when we went on that trip, and I was blown away. The next day we went to Universal Studios. I was like, what is this park? It's like, there's some good stuff in there. Like, I loved Men in Black. I loved The Mummy. The Potter stuff was great. But a lot of that other stuff was just garbage.
I love Transformers the ride, but it's a gray box. It's just a gray box. They plop it down. It's kind of an eyesore, but I think that's the charm of Universal Studios Florida. I actually enjoy hanging out with friends at Universal Studios Florida more than Islands. Islands I enjoy more like just going through solo and just enjoying the theming. But at Universal Studios Florida, it's like I think that is nostalgia for me, because like that park is what I fell in love with for Universal. So just being in like the Hollywood street and walking down there, it doesn't matter what rides and attractions it has, I'm always going to love it. even though like half the rides in that park suck so bad.
They're awful. They're just awful. We rode the Jimmy Fallon ride and the Fast and the Furious ride, and the Minions thing is like, I can't even think of a ride that is this bad at Disney. I mean, Disney's got some clunkers too, don't get me wrong, but to have so many bad rides in one park,
Right.
I was kind of like, wow.
Like even what people think maybe is like the worst rides at Disney, maybe like Under the Seas with Nemo, is in a park that has twice as many rides as a Universal park, like or twice as many attractions, I should say. It's twice as big. Epcot's like 2 theme parks in one, so if some of the rides are stinkers, you just go to a different ride.
Yeah.
I mean, every ride at Universal Studios Florida has like a screen in front of you and it shakes you. At a certain point, someone was saying they need to replace Supercharged with an indoor coaster, and I was like, great, so the entire left side of the park is all indoor coasters.
Yeah.
Like, you realize what you've just done. And they're like, well, we need more coasters. And I'm like, no, we need more good rides that isn't just planting us in front of a screen. Including the coaster. Like Gringotts is just another way to somehow plant you in front of a screen. I like Gringotts, but think about it from the guest perspective.
Yeah, no, for sure. And, you know, like, I'm crapping on that park a little bit, but on the polar opposite end of it, I was blown away by Epic. And I know you followed the construction of that park. How many times have you been so far?
I think only like 14.
Only 14. I've only been once, and I'm dreaming.
A lot more than that.
Oh, I know. My friend Rockin' Stardust, who I think you maybe have seen on Twitter every once in a while, she goes all the time, and I'm very jealous. I went for one day. It felt like I was there for an hour, but we were there from open to close, and I was blown away. And I was like, have they finally caught up to Disney? Have they even pulled ahead a little bit? Like, are they on even ground now? What do you think it's bringing?
It felt very much like going to Islands of Adventure in previews and when it first opened, where like I get this sense that like it needs a couple more rides, but it's by and far away like better, highly themed environments than what they've done prior. Like going from Universal Studios Florida to Islands of Adventure is like night and day on immersiveness, and then this takes it even a step further. So like it's impressive is the word that I would say for Epic Universe, but also having gone enough, it gets to a point where like I've done the few things that I really like doing, and I eat the 2 places that I really actually like a lot, but I can only have enough room in my stomach. So I've eaten the 2 places that I like, and I've done the few rides that I wanted to do, and then I go there and I'm like, I don't know what to do now. Like, do I just sit and vibe? Do I go and ride Monsters Unchained 6 more times in a row? Like, it needs a couple more rides, and it's very much Islands of Adventure pre-Potter, where it just needed a couple more rides to kind of fill out the roster. So Epic is impressive and looks expensive. Like, the statue at the entrance and the statue at the back look like it costs more than Universal Kids Resort altogether. And that's just the statues. So like I love that they went for it. I don't think we'll ever see it again from the company, or until they forget how much it cost, because they spent like $6-7 billion. It's crazy. And supposedly they're going to go do that in the UK again, but there's a lot of infrastructure there to start from scratch on a whole resort, so I don't know if we'll see it in the attraction roster either. You know, it's Universal. They're going to build like low capacity and build it out, and we'll come whether or not the lines are 3.5 hours long. I waited 3 hours for Dueling Dragons opening week, so like it happened. It's not any different than, you know, Epic Universe.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you're right though. I mean, it probably needs like maybe 2 more rides.
And then they're building 2 rides. Supposedly, they got permits for a Harry Potter and a permits for a Dark Universe ride. So I think once those 2 are done, I'll be like, okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Epic, like Islands of Adventure added 2 kiddie rides the second year of operation, the Stormforce Accelatron and the Flying Unicorn, and I think that helped round out the offerings, at least in the short term. And it wasn't until like Forbidden Journey showed up that I felt like it was a full park. So they didn't do that here at Epic. They did add Captain Cacao though, so it's almost as good as a kiddie ride.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's that. So also, and I had this in the news a little bit later, but I'll just bring it up now. I guess the Universal put out some numbers yesterday, and it looks like earnings are fine, but numbers are down since June. And I've heard the parks have been super slow this summer. I know Blog Mickey had a story about it. Are you noticing the parks being relatively slow since June?
Yes, but also no. It's this weird thing where they're not necessarily like empty, but they're also not as busy as we're used to in the summer. I think that dynamic pricing and the world being on fire has caused people to change the way that they do summer vacation,
Sure.
and that parents will take their kids out of school for a week and go during the slow season rather than go during the summer when it's more hot and they think it's busy. What's so funny is that because of the dynamic pricing structure, Universal and Disney are charging more right now for tickets, and people don't go, and then they book tickets for when it's charging less. So it's actually going to end up being busier in the off season and less busy in the season. And they've dynamic priced themselves backwards, and accidentally changed the way people are touring the parks. And I think that we're going to have to rely on locals more for summer season, and Disney's already caught up to that. Last year and this year, they're doing the Cool Kids Summer, and they're doing like kids get a second day free, and like this kids under this get this, and all the hotels are offering specials for locals with kids. And I think that Disney already sees the writing on the wall that summer is becoming more of a local thing because no one, like, it costs more to travel right now.
Sure,
And it's 100 degrees outside. And the tickets to the theme park cost more for people outside of Florida. So they just didn't come this summer. But the locals are still here. And Disney World doing the SeaWorld trick of getting the locals to show up is kind of funny to me, other than Epcot's festivals. They don't tend to do it. Like, they'll do like a back to school special time, like when the people from out of state stop coming, end of August, beginning of September, they do like a buy 2 days, get 1 day free. But for Disney to do like kids free all summer, it's like that's a Legoland deal. Disney, that's not you. That's how bad it is.
No, I mean, and again, coming from somebody who's not a local, we used to go every summer up until last summer. We did a cruise to Alaska. This summer we did a Disney cruise in Europe, and it was awesome just because being in Florida in the summer, when you're right, it's like 100 feels like 110 or whatever. It's not super fun, and there's not a lot going on in the summer either. So I feel like when I have to plan a trip down there, I want to go in October so I can go to the Halloween party and do food and wine.
Right.
Or go in November, December so I can do the Christmas party and then do the Festival of the Holidays at Epcot, something like that. The temps are a little cooler, there's more to do, so that's got to be a factor into it too. I remember there was a time when Flower and Garden bled close to summer, and then Food and Wine was starting in like August at some point.
With like a 2-week gap. And like this year, there's a bigger gap. Because like they don't want to have to pay the extra cast member, pay for the extra food to not have enough people to make it worth it. So they scaled it back this year after expanding it to the longest it ever was last year, I think. So they've learned that lesson, that it's just not worth the overhead to set up all the booths early.
Yeah. So how often are you in the parks these days?
Yeah, like,
are you like a long once a week? So do you live far away? So is it kind of like a time suck to get there?
No, it's well, I spend money. I'm one of those locals that goes, I have certain restaurants at each of the parks that I like.
Okay.
If I'm going to go and like work and do reporting and stuff because like I'm following construction at one of the parks, I'm going to make a day out of it. I'm not going to go, I mean, it's not that far. Like Universal's like half an hour away. Disney's like 45 minutes away. It's not that it's far, but if I'm going to hop in the car and, fight I-4 traffic, I'm going to make a day out of it. But the oh no, what was I gonna say? Oh, it's 93 degrees outside right now, by the way. It's 4:30 p.m. and it's 93 degrees according to my phone right now. I went to go grab lunch earlier. I walked out of the car. The second I walked out, I felt my arms burning from the sun. Like I'd been outside for 30 seconds. I went on my phone immediately and canceled my park reservation for tomorrow. Because I was going to go to Animal Kingdom tomorrow. And I'm like, I just went to Busch Gardens yesterday. I drove 2 hours south to Busch Gardens, did a day there, and drove back all in the same day. And I'm like, I don't have the energy to deal with the sun to go to another theme park tomorrow, even with the day in between off.
Right. Yeah, no, I hear you. So when you go to the parks, are you always there working and like getting video and photos and write updates on things? Or do you just take like, I'm going to go for a day and I'm just going to have a nice leisurely day and not have to think about working at all? Or can you turn that part of your brain off?
Usually I schedule it so the first hour of the day, when it's the least deathly summer, the first hour I do my work. I was going to go get photos of construction of Tropical Americas at Animal Kingdom. Cool. So the first hour, I'm going to be like moving around it, taking a bunch of pictures, checking out a couple things that might have changed since the last time I was there, and then make my way over to like Pandora, like find a nice cozy spot at Satuli Canteen and eat a bowl, and then go ride Flight of Passage. Maybe go do Better Together over in the center. I was probably gonna go do the safari, because I just been to Busch Gardens and I'm on an animal kick. I was like, I'm gonna go wait in line and do the safari, the Serengeti, whatever it's called, Kilimanjaro safaris, if it wasn't hot. And then I head home, and then I go and like work on the script for whatever I got the pictures for or whatever. So like it's like equal parts work. Plus, as I'm walking around, I'll like tweet out like some minor things like, hey, this dessert changed here, or this like restaurant has this difference now, or like they changed operations here. So like I try to do a full lap, but I'm having fun and riding Everest on my way out, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So how long have you been doing this for exactly, when you started the website and started blogging it all out?
Almost 10 years. I guess I've been doing like on my original blog, I was doing it a couple years before, but I've had the website since January 2017. So it's coming up on 10 years of actually like my full-time job.
No, nice. I love that. You're living the dream, man. That is so cool. So for those of us on the outside looking in, because I'm assuming you've been invited, and I think you've been invited to certain media events in the past, correct?
I also do this.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm the co-author here of the unofficial guide to Universal Orlando. We're wrapping up next year's edition and proofreading it soon, so before it goes to the printer. So that's also things like that, like still part of like everything I do is theme park related, but it's not just the podcast and the YouTube channel and the blog. I do some other stuff outside.
That's awesome. Very cool. So since you do this as a living, I was getting ready to ask you before you showed us that awesome book, do you get invites to the media stuff?
Yeah, yesterday I was at Busch Gardens because I got a media invite for the opening of the new Lion and Hyena Ridge, their expanded animal exhibit. It's 2.5 times bigger than it was before, and I always thought that the lions and hyenas deserve more space, so I'm glad that they did. But it also has 7 viewing areas now. This is why they invite me. I remember things, and I'll say it out loud. It used to have just like 2 viewing areas, and now it has 7. You could go around back, and like the lions can't hide from you. And they have water, like cold water, rushing through the rocks so that they actually sit on the rocks. I think it's something Animal Kingdom does too. But unlike on a safari vehicle, just, like passing by from the distance, you can go right up to the glass and see the lions. And I got a selfie. I posted on Twitter yesterday.
I saw that. That was cool.
Yeah. That was a media invite, and they gave us free lunch and some free swag, and I was like, all right, awesome. But I'm really just there to ride Kumba.
Very cool. And I asked that question to kind of dovetail into something else, because going back to when the Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets opened, there was a media event. I guess it was the night before it officially opened. I forget the timing exactly. But so there were people like you who have blogs and do like the newsy side of things, like Scott and everybody else on that, Drew and all those dudes. And then there are the influencers that get invited. And I saw Diz Twitter lose their collective minds when they see like all these vloggers and influencers and Instagrammers and all that get invited to this stuff, and they get to see all this cool stuff. But the true fans, the people who like to gatekeep all that stuff, were losing their minds, just pissed at like these YouTubers that get invited. And something like that is why I wanted to start this podcast, to kind of talk about how Diz Twitter is. So what are your feelings on like the toxicity side of Diz Twitter? Something like I just mentioned, and people losing their minds over when things get changed, and the Save Splash stuff and all that.
What's funny about that particular media event is that it wasn't just a media event. It was a celebration week. And everyone was there on different tracks. Like, I don't want to go into too much detail about it, but I was invited to certain panels and behind the scenes tours, and I was there with a lot of old media, like print media, and we were like, reporters with a pad of paper and be like asking questions, and like it was good old fashioned journalism, and it was very exciting. And at the end of the night, on one of those days, there was a big party in front of like the Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets, and there was hundreds of people there. Not the people I was with in the panels and everything, but like us plus a group of influencers, plus the families of everyone who worked on the attraction, plus the cast members who are working on the attraction. It was a good mix of like everyone there to celebrate this new ride. And I think when you see pictures from people like that you didn't know were invited to a media event posting these pictures, and you're like, well, how did they get there? And it's like,
Yeah.
well, probably because they were like family members of people who worked on the ride or something. Like, you think they're just
Oh.
regular people, like, well, they don't, their YouTube channel only has like 32 people, like
Yeah.
how do they belong to be there? And it's like, there might be more to this than you think. That party was so big they split it into multiple like parties, and like halfway through they kicked us out, and another group of people came in and they
Oh,
redid
weird.
all the music. The Muppets play the Electric Mayhem played the songs again. Like, it was like a double party because there was so many people it wouldn't even fit in the courtyard. And I think that was really cool of Disney to also like honor everyone who worked on the attraction, and then for people to literally shit on them online on his Twitter. It kind of pisses me off because
Yeah.
you're not seeing the bigger picture of what's happening. Like,
Right.
yeah, okay, you could be upset that that one influencer got to go to something. Fine. You know, maybe you wish you were there. I get that all the time. I have FOMO of anyone who goes to a Universal event because they aren't going to
Yeah.
invite me to anything. And it's like,
Oh.
I hate you because you're there and I'm not there. But like, to take it out and say like, what is that person doing there to everyone? Like,
Right.
I think take some like, I don't get invited to everything. That was
Yeah.
like the one thing a year that I get invited to, and I was super grateful to be there. I'd like to think that they invited me because I got to go backstage where Pizza Rizzo was and see the construction of Monstropolis. I like to think that they invited me because they know that I care that much about it. But at the same time, just a week or two earlier, they had a small media event where they did like listening to the tracks that would play on Rock and Roller Coaster, and they had a different set of people in the media go to that. And everyone was like, why didn't you invite Alicia Stella to this thing? And it's like, well, not everyone can go to everything.
Right,
So,
right.
you know, and I try not to take it personally that I didn't go to that thing, or that I like, but I am grateful that I got to go to this thing. So, but also like, I think all of the theme parks mix it up, because like, you can't, if you just invited the same people to every single event, I don't think
Right.
you'd get like the kind of coverage that you want. I think you do want to try to like mix it up, and like, I think when Universal Kids Resort did their media event too, we had a lot of vitriol on there. And everyone's like, why would you invite so many people from Hollywood and Orlando to cover your, like, you know, in middle of Texas theme park? But they did have a lot of local media. We just don't consume it because we
Right.
don't live in the middle of Texas.
Yeah,
So like, we saw the ones from where we live, and then that's the only exposure we had. Or like, people would say like, why didn't you invite like influencers with kids? They did. They invited a ton of influencers with the kids. You just don't watch those channels.
Yeah, for sure. No, I get that. And, you know, I feel like I've been on Twitter for a while now. I don't remember the exact year I joined it, but I've been on for a while. But I feel like for whatever reason, the past, I don't know, few years, 3 years, something like that, whenever Tiana opened for sure, like the fandom has gotten so splintered and so toxic. And I feel like there's these cliques everywhere, and it's just constant bickering. And I know you see it too. So do you feel like it's gotten especially bad in the past couple of years or so?
Well, no, it's always been bad. I think there's just more of us, so there's more bad.
Okay.
But there's also more good. There's people out there who have a real passion for the parks, and they're there to like every morning to report on small, minute changes, or the Halloween Horror Nights decorations going up every morning. Like, you have Magic City Mayhem, like posting every single day for the last 5 years, not missing a single day. Like,
awesome.
respect to these people who are putting in the work. And then every once in a while, there'll be a quote tweet from something and be like, oh my God, did you see what they just put up over and blah, blah, blah? It ruins the park. And then that gets all the attention. Not the fact that the only reason we even see that minute change is because someone's been going every single day and photographing.
Right.
So like, I see the positive. Like, I'm so grateful for the updates every day. Thank you for keeping me in the loop. I don't have to go every single day. And everyone else only sees this amplified negative post. And then we bully the theme parks into changing it. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for not. Like, like, not everything is Cracker Barrel logo change level of we need to bully you. And yet we always treat it that way.
Yeah, I guess, going back to something you said earlier about change and how you're pretty cool with change for the most part. And I think, there are a certain amount of people that are as well, but, they announced the Carousel of Progress being switched up a little bit and Space Mountain. They haven't even announced anything is officially happening with Space Mountain yet, and people have lost their effing minds already.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff that kind of grinds my wheels, I guess, a little bit. It's just the constant negativity coming from the fan base.
I think Rivers of America is an interesting one because I see both sides. I'm like somewhere in the middle. Like, oh no, I don't want a Cars attraction either. But also, I don't mind losing the river. And usually it's the other way where people are like, change is good for the park. So look at all this real estate. We can build a new ride. And then other people are like, you took away this beautiful vista. And I'm like in the middle. We're like, pave whatever you need to pave so that we get a walkway to Villains Land. I don't care what you put in front of that walkway. I want Villains Land to be hidden. If it needs to be hidden behind Cars rides I'll never ride, so be it. I will just make do. But I've wanted a walkway from Big Thunder Mountain to Haunted Mansion since I was like 4 years old, and I'm finally getting it, so y'all need to shut up. Like, that's my view. But I won't fight it tooth and nail to the death because it could have easily gone a different way, and they just could have like built it differently. They could have completely demolished Liberty Square and turned it into a new land. Like, there's no telling what they could have done to reconfigure the parks. This is what they chose to do to probably retain Frontierland as is and just add more. Like to retain Liberty Square as is and add more behind for Villains. Like, in a way, I appreciate the parks getting bigger and utilizing space that was fairly underutilized. Also, I went to Tom Sawyer Island right before it closed, and I had an injured knee, and I couldn't bend my knee in a certain way, and I couldn't walk through the cave because it's like when you put up a slide that says non-ADA compliant, Tom Sawyer Island shows up. Like, there were steps that were too tall. There were slants that were way too high a grade. Like, there was walkways that were not fit for American bodies today. Because in the 70s, things were different.
So thin.
So I walked out of there at Tom Sawyer Island, and I'm like, if they didn't tear this down, they would have had to rebuild it eventually, because there's no way this should still exist in this state. Like, I understand where y'all are coming from, that you're upset it's gone and it looked pretty in the background, but like, maybe we need rides that look pretty in the background you can ride.
No, I totally agree. And, going back, this is another good example about the river, and then going back to Tiana, I feel like some of these changes people have also politicized in a way, because we know the reasons behind Tiana, like why they felt like they needed to change it up, and people lost their minds about that, and now they get rid of the river and Tom Sawyer Island. It's Disney hates America. So I feel like not only do they want to bitch,
people might be reading into it, and it's not necessarily all their fault for jumping to that conclusion. I get it. But at the same time, like, not everything, like, I wrote an article. Oh God, I'm going to talk about it. I wrote a quick article very quickly to try to update people on the rumor situation for the additional ride at Dark Universe. Mm-hmm. And I was talking about, like, the original rumor was it's a Creature from the Black Lagoon ride, but a new rumor floating around is it could be Bride of Frankenstein based. And I was talking about how the Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Gill Man, is already represented on the Monsters Unchained ride, and the Bride of Frankenstein is not represented on the ride. And someone tweeted my article, and it goes, there's Alicia Stella again, showing her liberal bias, talking about representation in the theme parks. And I was like, Lord. You know what that word means? The literal definition of represented? It is not, as an IP, represented yet on a ride. The werewolf is represented on 2 rides. Creature from the Black Lagoon is represented on 1 ride. Gillman, is represented. Bride is represented on 0 rides. I'm not calling for female representation. We already have a bad bitch running the Monsters Unchained ride.
Yeah.
We don't need more female representation. That is not what I was saying. But thank you for immediately assuming that everything I say is woke.
Oh God! Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, that's the corner of Diz Twitter that it's just
jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
Even from basic journalism standards, I'm just reporting completely non-biased
Yeah.
what I think I'm hearing people talking about. And somehow they put a bias on top of it and they see through a biased lens. And I've seen it the other way too, where like people think, oh, you're for this or you're for that. And it's like, no, I just heard a rumor, y'all. I'm just so tired.
Yeah.
I'm just so tired. Like, there you go again doing this. And I'm like, I have never, ever said anything like that. You just assume. You just
Oh
assume.
boy. And and then something else I wanted to talk to you about, and then we're going to move on to the lightning round. Disney adults. That's like the other hot button issue.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you see it in like mainstream media. I know Fox News kind of wrote an article about it. Uh-oh, she's got to go back for something else. What do
I
we
have a
got?
visual link for
Oh!
everything.
Oh, what is this? Disney
This is
adults.
the book is Disney Adults by AJ Wolf is the owner
Disney
and creator
Food Blog.
of Disney Food Blog, and this is a great read because not only does it have one of my other podcast co-hosts, Nene, and his story of his themed house, but also it's a great read because it's very grounded and down to earth look at what real Disney adults is, and even the extreme version of Disney adults is still just normal people. And it's just so easy. Like I don't know what you were gonna say, but every time I hear Disney adults, I love the other argument that like we need to start fighting back and being like, ugh, these football adults and their constant purchases of jerseys and they're spending thousands of dollars to go to just football games.
I know.
Ugh,
I agree.
you can spend that money on food. You don't need to be spending that money on, oh, what's that? You need a bigger television and a cable subscription that has in the NFL package.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you too. Because at the end of the day, like everybody in life, especially the way the world is on fire right now, we're just looking for something that makes us happy and just something that we can you call it escapism, whatever you want. We're just looking to get through the day.
Oh, escapism! You hear about this escape room adults? Every Saturday night they go to another escape room, traveling the country, spending all their money. That could be your kid's college fund you're spending on escape rooms, wasting your time locked away for an hour.
It's exhausting hearing about Disney adults. But another thing that, speaking on Disney adults, is I feel like Disney lately has marketed specifically towards like millennials in a way, and like the 20 and 30 somethings out there. I just saw yesterday there's like this new clothing line, Yensid. I don't know if you saw that, but I feel like a lot of what they do, they are targeting towards older demographics now.
Have they run out of names that they're just doing Disney backwards now, or is it the wizard from Fantasia? I don't know.
It's a play on that.
Okay.
A play on that for sure. But in your opinion, do you think they are maybe targeting the millennials and the 20-somethings out there, and they've kind of shifted away from focusing on the family vacation a little bit?
When I was younger, going to Magic Kingdom and then Epcot in the 80s, they would sell ashtrays. Ashtrays are not for children.
They are not.
They would have matchbooks in all the hotels at the counter, within reach of children. Matchbooks are not for children. I think it's funny that because the stuff that we sell to adults is cool now, and it appeals to a wider demographic of people. Like the stuff that adults buy now seems like stuff kids probably would buy in the 80s. Doesn't mean they didn't sell stuff to adults in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's just the stuff is cooler now, so we feel guilty about it. The people attacking Disney adults feel guilty because they wish they could spend money on kid things. And they're trying to be an adult.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. That's a great answer, man. And you have a kid. How old is your kid?
2.5. She's 2.5.
Oh, so young. Do you take her to the parks at all?
Oh, yeah. She loves, at Epcot, she loves the Donald Duck boat ride.
Okay.
And she loves the mermaid boat ride. Everything is a boat because her first favorite rides were all boats. She loves the horsey boat ride. That's the carousel. Everything's a boat.
Okay.
But no, she loves. We've only taken her to Disney parks. We actually took her to Hollywood Studios so she could see the Frozen show and the Mermaid show, and cool. She did like the shows, but she was getting a little bored because the Frozen show was way too long for her at this age.
Sure.
But she wanted to do rides. She loves rides, so we're like, okay, we can go on the rides. There's technically no height requirement on Runaway Railway. She's on like she's like, she loves Daisy Duck on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus. So like we get to the scene with Daisy and she's like, Daisy, Daisy. And then it's like, everybody Mambo or whatever. Everybody
Yeah.
whatever the dance. And she's shaking like this, and she goes, "No, Mama, no, no!" And I'm like, "Oh, Disney, this could have been a perfect kiddie ride. You gotta shake us all up in here. How is there no height requirement?" But she went on Toy Story Mania. She can't even like reach the thing or anything.
Right.
And she stood like with the glasses on. She just looked forward at everything. But as soon as it spun, she's like, "Ah!"
Aw.
She was like locked in. So we'll wait a little bit more before we go back to that park. But yeah, she loves the People Mover. She's my kind of kid.
Who doesn't? Everybody loves the People Mover. Very cool. All right, so now we're going to go to one of my favorite parts of the show before I let you out of here. We're going to do the lightning round. So I've got 13 questions for you. Okay. And I do 13 because every time I walk up to Tower of Terror, Haunted Mansion, I see 13. It puts a big smile on my face because we all know what that means. You're going to walk right on. So 13 questions. You just give me the first thing that comes to the top of your mind. If you could visit any country at World Showcase in real life, which one would you choose?
Oh. I guess Japan.
Japan. I want to go to Japan. So
that answer is probably going to change throughout my life, but I've been to Canada.
Okay, so you got one off the list. A must-get snack every time you go to the park.
Well, it depends on the park. Every single park has its own snack. Epcot's got the Lefse, you know. It used to be the citrus swirl in Magic Kingdom, but that is gone.
I know.
It's now just a Dole Whip swirl. Poor Orange Bird. We'll go with Lefse for now because that's what I had most recently.
That's a good one. One ride you always have to ride when you go to the parks. I guess, again, this could be whichever
every
park
single
you're at.
park. Name a park, I'll tell you what ride it is.
I'm just going to pick, we'll go with Animal Kingdom.
Flight of Passage.
Okay. What about Islands of Adventure?
Velocicoaster?
Okay, I like
the best
it. All
one.
right.
I say that hesitantly because if the line's too long, I know I won't go on it, but I really want to go on it.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, the first ride you rode when you first visited a Disney park. Do you remember what it was?
Oh, no. I have photographic evidence of me at 3 years old on It's a Small World, and I remember nightmares of the hippo. So it's probably a Small World.
Okay.
That's like my first memory is the hippo trying to eat me.
If you could visit any Disney park in the world, I'm assuming you haven't gone to any of the international parks yet, which one would you like to go to if money was no object?
Oh, the funny thing is just Disneyland in California. I need to go there first.
You haven't been to Disneyland?
Park. Nope.
Whoa!
I don't get out of Florida very much.
Oh man, they've trapped you in Florida. They don't let you leave.
No.
But you got to go to Disney World. So I'm assuming you won't be a D23 then if you've never been to Disneyland. Okay.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it on the live stream.
From afar. Let's see. What park do you like the most during the Christmas season?
Oh, I think lately it's been Hollywood Studios.
They've really done it up. I mean, I still miss the Osborne Lights, but the rest of the park looks great. And now you got Jollywood. Have you been to that?
I did that last year for the first time, and I kind of fell in love with it. Just vibing. Like, I didn't do any of the meet and greets or anything, but it's like amped up to 11, like the holiday in that park. I loved it.
I went to the very first one, and it was a dumpster fire. It was 2 or 3 years ago, and it was not good. I need to go back and do it again now that they've done
I like
it up
the
better.
show with the Kermit and Piggy and the
Yes!
I like a good variety show. That was a good show.
That was a good one. Yeah, absolutely. If you could bring back a Disney World attraction, which one would it be? You've been going for a while, so you can only bring back one to resurrect.
I swear this was my favorite ride before the internet made it uncool. It was Horizons. It's always Horizons.
Oh, okay.
That was my favorite ride growing up.
Never got to ride it. Only watched some ride-throughs.
Yeah.
Let's see. Favorite entertainment offering. That could be a stage show, fireworks, parade. It could be at any park. Just your favorite one overall, Disney or Universal.
Oh, man. Entertainment?
Yeah.
I don't know. The problem is in this whole conversation, I probably wasn't very positive, but I actually like most everything. I really like Happily Ever After. There's only one part I don't like, and it's fine.
Well, what's the one part? Now I gotta know.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Stop including the exact same segment from every castle show. Just move on.
That's fair. That's fair. Let's see. Biggest and best core memory of being in the parks.
Oh, I can't even. I can't even. Honestly, when we signed up for DVC on our honeymoon, like we got suckered into it.
Nice.
Like we went to go do a free tour and get free ice cream and free fast passes and free gift cards and a free backpack. And I turned to my wife we just got married like 2 days before. I turned to her and I go, listen, you have to be the one to say no, because whatever they offer us, I'm going to say yes to. And then I turned to her like an hour later and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to say yes. And I was like, yes. And that's going to be a memory forever, because we now are locked into Disney vacations for the rest of our lives.
Same here. And where do you guys own?
Copper Creek.
Oh, I love Copper Creek. That's a good one. All right. Biggest pet peeve in the park? Because I know I have mine, but what's yours?
What pet peeve against whom? Like the tourists?
Other guests, like something that's going on, and any pet peeve at all. It's like my biggest one is, and it bothers me to no end, people that just stop in the middle of walkways and just act. Oh, that's.
I stopped and take a picture. My wife's like, "Get out of the way! You're gonna get run over by a stroller."
Could happen.
No, I don't. I mean, line cutting, and not necessarily like. Even when it's just I'm meeting my party, which I do myself, it still upsets me to no end. Like the fairness bug takes me over, and I was like, no, you're not allowed to do that. One person saving the spot in line, and after an hour wait, 14 people show up, and it's like, no.
Oh, that is such a bummer. I hate the line cutters. I'm just meeting my party. Are you though? Like, I don't know.
I don't believe you. I have a sense of justice now, and we need to take this to court. You need to prove to me you're meeting your party. Show me your party. I need proof.
3 more for you. Favorite Disney attraction of all time?
It's Haunted Mansion.
Oh yeah. That's a classic.
I like, even with the controversial update, it's still it will always be my favorite attraction.
It's awesome. If you could have a Disney character play you in a movie about your life, who would it be?
Am I supposed to say Rizzo the Rat?
No, well, you could, because that's something we all know.
It feels right. I don't know. Yeah. It feels right.
You can say Rizzo if that's your answer. I'm cool with that.
Oh, although it would be funnier with Miss Piggy.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I think she has the range. I think she could pull it off.
She could do it anything.
Does that count as a Disney character?
Yeah, absolutely. And last but not least, Lime or Orange Garage?
Oh,
it's always a hot button issue.
It depends on where I'm going. I feel like I do them both equally. No, I do Orange more often. It's Orange.
Oh, see, I'm a Lime guy. I feel like I'm in the minority. I love Lime. I love going right down to Polite Pig. I just love it.
Orange? Oh, that's nice. I've been doing Lime more often because that's where I've been going. But Orange is the one closer to the movie theater, right?
Correct.
See, in the olden days, I would always park on the west side. So in my mind, I'm still parking in the same spot.
Okay.
It's just raised up now. My first job ever was actually AMC Pleasure Island in 1996.
Really?
Yeah, I was like 15 years old working at AMC Pleasure Island concession. It lasted 3 months before I realized I hated it.
Aww.
So I went to Jungle Cruise instead.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's it. That's your 13 questions for the lightning round. Quick and easy. I told you I'd keep this under an hour. We're at 57 minutes. So before I let you go, one more thing. We already talked about the few things in the news that I was going to bring up anyway. It was kind of a slow news week. But we are, just a few short weeks away from D23. So what are your predictions? What do you think they're going to talk about, maybe announce?
I have a hot take prediction that they won't announce an update for the Journey into Imagination Pavilion.
We hold our breath every time, and it never happens.
They won't, but they will walk right up to the line. I feel like they're going to bring out Figment. I feel like Neil Patrick Harris is going to dress up as Dreamfinder. They're going to do a song together, and at the end of it, they're going to go, "We love Figment, don't we? That's why Spaceship Earth is getting an update." I bet you $1,000 that happens.
I wouldn't be mad about the Spaceship Earth thing. I was kind of stoked for it, and then COVID happened, and then we didn't get it.
Yeah,
I think
I think that they probably will even sneak in the storyline, but they'll just change the scenes differently than they were planning. Like, I feel like that will be a half and half old and a half new version. That's my prediction. I think Spaceship Earth's getting an update. I don't even know if they're going to announce it. I just know that they have to update it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that too. And you're right. Every year it's Figment. Oh, we're getting the Figment update, and we're going to get a new country pavilion and World Showcase. And
I've given up on that long ago. They've been using those expansion plots for rides. If anything, we'll get an announcement for a ride in Germany or something.
That would be cool. That Rhine River cruise that we never got all those years ago.
No, it would be a clone of an existing ride from somewhere else, like Pinocchio at Disneyland or something.
You're probably right. Alicia, thank you so much for doing this. This has been so awesome to chat with you. Before I let you go, tell everybody where they can find you again, Twitter, your website, your podcast, all that good stuff.
The Twitter, the X account, 3 years running now, it's been named X. No, I'm just kidding. The Twitter account is Alicia Stella. The website is orlandoparkstop.com. The YouTube is Theme Park Stop. Just to make it all confusing, they're all different names. And the podcast is the Park Stop Podcast. It bridges the two. It's just Park Stop.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this and squeezing it in. I hope the kiddo feels good. I hope your sniffles go away. And yeah, this has been awesome, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. And I swear I'm a positive person. All of the things I said that were negative earlier was just me venting.
It was just you venting. I love it. Thank you, Alicia.